The Papal Palace of Castel Gandolfo, which is just a 10-minute helicopter ride from Vatican City, has been a papal favorite for hundreds of years. It's a perfect summer retreat because of the cooler temperatures and beautiful views of Lake Albano. Pope Urban VIII had the palace built in the first half of the 17th century. For more than 200 years, most popes visited the area several times during their pontificate. The tradition ended in 1870 because of a dispute between Italy and the Vatican. However, since 1929, the palace grounds, and some adjacent properties, have officially been under control of the Holy See. Since then, it has become the de facto vacation home for almost every pope. But the property has served as more than just a place for leisure. Popes continued to pray the Angelus and go about other normal activities while staying there. One pope even released his first encyclical from the summer residence. The Vatican's Astronomical Observatory conducts research from Castel Gandolfo as well. The Vatican housed the Jews in the palace during World War II, and others stayed there to find shelter from bombing raids. Dozens of babies were born inside the papal apartment during the war. Pope John Paul II spent more than 6 years at Castel Gandolfo, and Pope Benedict XVI was known to spend 2 to 3 months there every year. In fact, some popes have even died at the site, the most recent being Pope Paul VI in 1978. But the current pope hasn't taken to Castel Gandolfo like his predecessors. He has only been 4 times during his papacy, and has yet to spend the night. He told Benedict XVI during their June meeting that he prefers to stay at the Vatican during the summer. He added that he relaxes simply by changing his routine.
Castel Gandolfo traditionally serves as a summer residence for popes. It's located along Lake Albano, where the Pope can rest in cooler temperatures. Already, Pope Francis has opened up the nearby gardens to families and tourists who may want to visit, but the attraction has since expanded.
Ha fatto questo gesto di totale generosità. Ha detto io non lo uso Castel Gandolfo perché non può goderlo la gente e questo ha chiamato noi, i suoi diretti collaboratori, e ci ha chiesto di aprire le ville pontificie all'uso del popolo.
Inside, visitors can see the famous gallery of popes. It includes portraits of popes from the last 500 years, from Pope Francis back to Pope Julius II, who commissioned Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel ceiling. There's also the no longer in use ceremonial throne, on which the Pope was carried for important celebrations. And then the inner courtyard has even more significant items, like a BMW that Pope John Paul II used for travel. There's also a beautiful papal garden where Pope Benedict XVI took walks. The residence is full of stories. For example, thousands of people were brought there to avoid Nazi persecution during World War II.
Allora, qui nella seconda guerra mondiale, dopo la caduta di Cassino, c'è stata la linea dei Colli Albani. Quindi il 22 gennaio 1944 c'è stato lo sbarco di Anzio per attaccare questa linea dei Colli Albani. In quel periodo Pio XII ha aperto le porte al suo popolo e ha accolto tutti coloro che volevano entrare nelle ville pontificie. Abbiamo avuto più di 12.000 persone qui dentro nelle ville pontificie. Le posso dire tra l'altro che nella Camera del Santo Padre sono nati 32 bambini.
The papal residence and its nearby gardens are only open for visitors on Saturdays until December, although that period may be extended. There are 2 options available for visitors. A short visit costs €16 and it includes a stop at the palace in Castel Gandolfo. The longer tour costs €40 but allows visitors to also see the Vatican museums and the gardens in Castel Gandolfo. In both cases, visitors will ride a train from inside the Vatican directly to Castel Gandolfo. Reservations can be made online at the Vatican Museum's website.
For the first time in history, visitors can pass through these rooms where past popes have spent their vacation time. At the request of Pope Francis, the private rooms of the Palace of Castel Gandolfo have been opened to the public. A year ago, the 2nd floor opened to tourists. Now, the 3rd floor, which only the Pope himself and his visitors had access to, is also welcoming tourists.
These rooms are very special because they are rooms rich with history, rich in anecdotes related to the pontiffs who have passed through here. And there is also this characteristic. There is no ostentation or luxury.
This room is undoubtedly the jewel of the visit, the bedrooms of the popes, whose walls ooze with stories dying to be told. For example, in this building during World War II, Pius XII hosted some 2,000 war refugees, many of them Jews.
Here in his private apartment, he has received people with special situations, including many pregnant women. In the 9 months that the Pope sheltered these people, more than 40 children were born in his bed while he was away. Most of these children were given the name Eugenio because Pius XII was named Eugenio Pacelli, and these are known as the sons of the Pope.
Paul VI died in this room in 1978, and 20 years before, Pius XII also died here. Also, Benedict XVI chose this place to retire after his resignation. Another room which has never been seen by the general public is the chapel adjoining the room, dominated by a large icon of Our Lady of Czestochowa. It is here where the first encounter between Pope Francis and Benedict XVI took place. Now one is also able to visit this library where both popes spent their time that day. It's no wonder that this magnificent palace was built with these views overlooking Lake Albano. It has served as the Pope's summer residence since Urban VIII, who was elected in 1626. However, not every pope has vacationed here. Like Pope Francis, many others have chosen not to use it.
In the chance that Pope Francis changes his mind, I can simply remove the barriers that define the path for visitors, and a few hours later, the Pope can come back.
However, for the meantime, in 18 euros, the castle is open to those visitors who want to enjoy these wonderful rooms and exclusive access.